5 journalists have been killed in an Israeli airstrike in the central Gaza Strip. Reports say they were in a Quds van parked outside Al-Auda hospital, where the wife of one of the journalists was about to give birth in the central Nusrat refugee camp. A Palestinian TV channel posted a video of what is said was the burning vehicle with press signage on the back doors. The Israeli Air Force said it had attacked in a targeted manner and with intelligence guidance, a vehicle with members of armed group Palestinian Islamic Jihad inside. It added that measures had been taken to minimize civilian casualties. PoliticsToday is affiliated with the PIG group that took part in the 7th of October 2023 Hamas-led attack on Israel. The unprecedented attack triggered the war in Gaza. In a separate development, 5 people were reportedly killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza City on Wednesday. The Palestinian Wafa news agency and the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said a further 20 people were injured in the city's Al Zaytun neighborhood. And hours after the attack on the journalists, Palestinians held their funeral. Mother of one of the killed journalists who attended the funeral condemned the attack that killed her son, Fadi Hassouna, saying there's no sweetness left for her in the world. The Israeli army said its air force attacked the vehicle in a targeted manner, adding the members of the Islamic Jihad militant group were inside. And this incident happened a day after Palestinian militant group Hamas and Israel traded blame over their failure to conclude a ceasefire agreement, despite progress reported by both sides in the past.
راح احباب راح ابني الوحيد كان 2 يا خالتي ابني راح واحد الله يرحمه خلص فيش حياة
كم سنة صاحبك هذه؟
5 سنين 5 سنين صاحبتي 5 سنين في الميدان.
Meanwhile, Israel's ultra-nationalist security minister today ascended to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem for what he said was a prayer for hostages in Gaza, freshly challenging rules over one of the most sensitive sites in the Middle East. Israeli official position accepts decades-old rules restricting non-Muslim prayer at the compound, Islam's third holiest site, known as Temple Mount to Jews, who revere it as the site of 2 ancient temples. Under decades-old status quo arrangements with Muslim authorities, the Al-Aqsa compound is administered by a Jordanian religious foundation, and under rules dating back decades, Jews can visit but may not pray there. In a post on X, hardline security minister Itamar Ben-Gvir said, "I ascend today to our holy place for a prayer for the welfare of our soldiers, for the swiftly return of all the hostages, and for the total victory with God's help." Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz says Israel will retain security control of Gaza, including by means of buffer zones and controlling posts. He was speaking with commanders in southern Israel. Now, it's not clear when or where the video of him making this statement was recorded, but the Palestinian militant group Hamas and Israel traded blame on Wednesday over their failure to conclude a ceasefire agreement, despite the progress reported by both sides in the past days. Hamas said Israel had laid down further conditions, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused the group of going back on understandings already reached. Israeli negotiations returned to Israel from Qatar on Tuesday evening for consultations about the Israeli hostage deal after significant progress of talks. The U.S. and Arab mediators Qatar and Egypt have stepped up efforts to conclude a phased deal in the past 2 weeks. One of the challenges has been agreements on Israeli troop deployments. Mothers and daughters of hostages held by Hamas since October 7 did hold a protest in Tel Aviv today, but it was short due to a security alert. Protesters dressed in white sat down for a silent protest. It was scheduled to last 3 hours, concluding with a candle lighting ceremony to mark the first night of Hanukkah. However, the police dispersed the gathering ahead of time due to security concerns. According to local media, a suspect was detained following a police search of the area. Before the protest, a group of relatives held a press conference in Tel Aviv to urge the Israeli government and international powers to secure a deal for the release of the hostages. The Palestinian militant group Hamas said on Wednesday Israel had laid down further conditions, while Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused the group of reneging on understandings already reached.